माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी राधा माधव कुंजा विहारी राधा माधव कुंजा विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी राधा माधव कुंजा विहारी राधा माधव कुंजा विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी राधा माधव कुंजा विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय देवेर प्राणधन है जय राधा माधव राधे सीतानाथेर प्राणधन है। जय राधा मदन गोपाल राधा मदन गोपाल राधे। रूप गोस्वामी प्राणधन है। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे। सनातनेर प्राणधन है। जय राधा मदन मोहन राधे। मधु पंडित प्राणधन है। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जीव गोस्वामी प्राणधन है। जय राधा दामोदर राधे। गोपाल भट्टे प्राणधन है। जय राधा रमण राधे। लोकनाथ प्राणधन है। जय राधा विनोद राधे। विश्वनाथे प्राणधन है। जय राधा गोकुलानंद राधे। दास गोस्वामी प्राणधन है। जय राधा गिरिधारी राधे। श्याम सुंदर प्राणधन है। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। हरिदास प्राणधन है। जय राधा बांकी बिहारी राधे। वक्रेश्वर प्राणधन है। जय राधा कांत राधे। जय सरस्वती प्राणधन है। जय गांधर्विका गिरिधारी राधे। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्त वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन श्री भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से गो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपु गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगामयी यमुनामयी की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. 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 All glories, all glories, all glories. Lord Shri Guru and Gauranga Shri Prabhupada की जय। नमः विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निधाम नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पांचाच देस्तारिणे। Thank you very much for joining. Recording is on. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयत्। नष्टाप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरि ओम तत्सत्। Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized, verse number 15 and 16, second section, in this second chapter. Ram. Yam hina vyatayanti yete purusham purusharshava samadukka sukam dhiram so amrutattvaya kalpate. Yam hina vyatayanti yete purusham purusharshava samadukka sukam dhiram so amrutattvaya kalpate. Dhira is important, very important, and amrutatva. Those two are the important words in this verse. Yam hina vyatayanti te purusham purusharshava samadukka sukam dhiram so amrutattvaya kalpate. Yam, one to whom, he certainly, na never, vyatayanti are distressing, ete all these, purusham to a person, purusharshava, or best among men, sama, unaltered, dukkha, in distress, sukham, and happiness, dhiram, patient, sa, he, amrutatvaya, for liberation, kalpate, is considered eligible. Translation by His Reverend A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. O best among men, Arjuna, because Purusharshava. Rishabha means the best, the topmost. Lord Rishabhadev, Rishabha means that is what? Expert in men. O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Repeat. Oh, best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Verse number 16. Na sato vidyate bhavo na abhavo vidyate satah ubayorapi drushtavanta tu anayos tattvadarshibhi. Na sato vidyate bhavo na abhavo vidyate satah upayorapi drushtavanta tu anayos tattvadarshibhi. Tattvadarshibhi is important, and bhava to abhava, sat to asat. Those are the important words here. Na sato vidyate bhavo na abhavo vidyate satah upayorapi drushtavanta tu anayos tattvadarshibhi. Na, never. Asata, of the non-existent. Vidyate, there is. Bhava, endurance. Na, never. Abhava, changing quality. Vidyate, there is. Sataha, of the eternal. Upayo, of the two. Api, verily. Drushta, observed. Anta, conclusion. Tu, indeed. Anayo, of them. Tattva, of the truth. Darsivi, by the seers. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of the both. Try to understand here. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaः. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatkrupa Tamham Vande Sri Gurum Dinataram Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhayeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mera Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamiyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Rupa Goswam Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Himanavadi Mahave Marasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Ajanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaika Pitro Kamalaya Taksho Visvambaro Dijavaro Yugada Prapalo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Avataro Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Avataro. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, contents of Gita. Some of you are trying to understand the verses 15 to 16 today. So this chapter is like 18 chapters. It gives the conclusion of pretty much from all different yogas, because this is a summary. And Arjuna is surrendering, giving up his independence, individuality. So especially independence, his own way of doing things. Now he is surrendering to Krishna, and Lord Krishna became spiritual master. Now, so Lord Krishna is instructing him. And the first one is as a duty, as karma, prescribed duty rather. It is called karma yoga, and then gradually going on to nishkama karma yoga, then gradually going on to bhagavad arpita nishkama karma or bhakti yoga. So the systematically Lord is presenting or gnana yoga, body and soul, sankhya yoga or gnana yoga. Not so much detail, just body and soul. So then karma yoga, then nishkama karma yoga, then bhakti yoga. That is presentation. That's a 1 to 10, which we covered already. Arjuna's further doubts and surrender. So and then 11 to 30. Today we are in today's verses are in this section. Is fight. There is no death for the soul, or Gnana Yoga or Sankhya Yoga. That is the section we are in. And 31 to 38 is Karma Kanda, or fight by performing prescribed duties. You can't give up your duty. So Dharma. And then Krishna goes on to the next section, which is 39 to 53, is Buddhi Yoga or Nishkama Karma. Fight without any reactions and don't be attached to results. And so is starting from Nishkama Karma, not attached to result, but at the same time no bhakti in it. For many people do it, but they have no idea or no attachment or no. They are not doing it for Krishna. They are not doing it for the Lord. They are doing it for themselves. So that is just nishkama karma. It has nothing to do with the Lord. So that has to transfer from there. In this section, Lord is covering nishkama karma with Bhagavad Arpita. From nishkama karma to Bhagavad Arpita nishkama karma. So that's a Buddhi Yoga also used. And the last section is how to be fixed in that aspect, that is Samadhi. 54 to 70 to elaborate. Or signs of characteristics of self-realized soul. That is also another title. Sthita Prajna. The title Samadhi is another title. Fight, become fixed in Krishna consciousness. That is another title. So that is the last section. So today's two verses we are discussing 15 to 16. Yamhina vyatayanti yete purusham purushara samadukkam sukham dhiram so amrutattvaya kalpate. So that is the first verse. So 11 to 30 is the second section. Described. So here mainly this section title you can say that how one can come from Adira. The two words are used, Dira, in the previous verse also. Krishna is systematically presenting. First, as soon as Arjuna has surrendered, first thing is mentioned is come out, because he submitted that I have miserly weakness. So he is telling that now give up that miserly weakness and come to the a learned stage. Even though you are speaking like learned, but you're all talking about moral codes and so many lower level ideas and understanding. But give up all those. Come to the higher level of understanding. Asochanana sochastam prajna vadansya gatasum chagadasum nanu sochanti pandita. So that is the main verse. So we have to give up. Pandita means learn. Learn means one who is Aryan, say, realized soul, self-realized, which means he doesn't act, he doesn't do his duties independently. He follows based on the Shastra, Sadhu, and Guru. These three things is always checking whether I am doing according to them or according to my own ideas and thoughts. Those three things is always in that. Then these called learned or the Brahmana. That is what real Brahmana means. Brahma Janat is one who understands the actual real Parabrahman, one who understands himself, his identity as servant of Parabrahman, as Brahman, and then acting accordingly. Then he is really called Brahman. So that's why Brahmana versus Kripana, Pandit versus Miser. Those are the two different. That's what he's bringing Krishna. Now he said, okay, if one wants to become Pandit, then what else he has to do? Then Krishna is talking about the next verse. That देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तदा देहान्तरप्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यते. He must be sober. He must be sober means he must be further. That soberness means one must be grave, one must utilize his time carefully, one must carefully distinguish what is matter, what is body, what is permanent, what is not permanent. So that's why this section title can be Adhira to Dhira, Mrityu or Mrutatva to Amrutatva, death to deathlessness, or the Adhira means sober, grave. Adhira means fickle minded. He is not fixed. So that is the other one. Or asat to sat, or abhava to bhava. So not is what do you call that? Bhava means consciousness, fully conscious of Krishna, conscious of Shastra, conscious of Guru. Abhava means conscious of material consciousness, yeah. Material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. Abhava to bhava. In this next verse. Na vidyate bhava, na abhava vidyate sada. Na abhava. As soon as you have material consciousness, then you asat. Because you are accepting impermanent, then that's why you are in the abhava, material consciousness. You can't come to the eternal spiritual consciousness because you have accepted the temporary material things as permanent and permanent. So that's the reason for that. So that will be the title here. So that's the first verse Krishna is explaining. So gradually from the is bringing from Pandit, is chastising him. Don't act as Aryan, even though you are not actually really on that level. You are speaking like that, but actually you are not performing on that level. So realize that aspect, and that means you have to be grave, you have to be sober, Dhira. Dhira doesn't act like that, doesn't give up the duty because of some external reasons, external fear, external things. Is always grounded in his real identity. Give up your identity crisis. Give up your so many designations you are wearing that you are attached to this body and attached to the family members, attached to so many things. So all that is telling. Understand your core identity. You can, so that is what you have to remember. All other identities will follow in its place when you follow your core identity as servant of God, servant of Krishna. So that's what Krishna, that's a sober. That is what sober means in the previous verse. And then he's telling now you have to tolerate. Next he's telling you have to tolerate because he can't become sober just like that. He can't become Pandit or Brahman just like that unless we tolerate. Gradually has to fight. That means he has to be sober and grave. He has to tolerate. He has to he has to act on the permanent conscious platform, not material, because then he cannot fight. Because if he is going to, but because he may be killed or others, his own family members may be killed, even within his entourage also may be killed, others also opposite side, obviously. So then all this will be disturbance. And then he can't fight actually. He can't give his full potential. So that's why Krishna is instructing all these characteristics. Even ordinary duties every day when we perform these duties, one must carefully know these things. So that's why Krishna is talking about. So the next verse Krishna is speaking, Matra Shastra Kante Sitoshna Sukha Agama Payama Nitya Stams Diksha Bharata. One must tolerate the disturbances. Now in this verse further, Krishna is mentioning that what will you get? People may ask question, what will you get? I will tolerate, but what will be the result? So now Krishna is speaking. Yes, why you should become pandit, why you should become learned and sober, why you should tolerate. Krishna is giving now all the various examples and different ways. Same aspect of permanent versus impermanent is giving so many different angles, but it is the same thing in one way or the other. Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, body and soul. That is the main application. So in this basically verse, this yam hina vyatayanti ete purusham purusharsham sama dukkam dhiram sukha sama sukham dhiram amrutatvaya kalpate. So first thing is telling. So everybody is trying to deathlessness. No one wants to die. Everybody wants happiness. Everybody, no one wants to die. No one wants disease, but this is bound to come. Sada samudvignadiyam asadgraha. Because we have accepted impermanent as permanent, then automatically then the anxiety will come. So till that absorption is there, anxiety will be there automatically. So deha yogena dehina. So happiness, just as both will come, the just like the yatha dukkam, yatha sukham ayatnatah. Even without your endeavor, whatever based on the previous activities, previous karma, happiness will come, also distress, even though you don't want it, we don't want it, distress will also come at the same time. So that's the Krishna is telling here. So how one can, our activity, our struggle is to how to become deathless, birthless, diseaseless. This is the main struggle. That's a Purusharashavada, even Lord Rishabhadev is teaching that. Tapo divyam putraka yena sudyam sudyet brahma saukyam yanantam. You are going to perform austerities, but that austerity is to chant, remember, meditate, understand your real purpose of human life and real essence to develop uh, prema for Lord Vasudeva, Lord Krishna. So, itinna yavat mai Vasudeve, namucheta deha yogena tavat. That is there in one of the famous verse, I think fifth canto only, I think, yeah. Um, Deha yogena tavat namuchet. Unless you give up this bodily identity, bodily concept of life, the bodily absorption, impermanent absorption. Because the problem is that that's why this is another introspection on this verse is dreaming. Dreaming and the absorption is going on every day. The dreaming could be short time, dreaming could be long time. With the body, gross body, dreaming is long time. Subtle body, shorter time. In the night time when we are sleeping, the dreaming is happening. But it is only a few minutes, maybe few hours till we wake up. Maybe sometimes long dream is maybe longer time, few hours. But the whole our existence in this material body is a longer duration. So, but it is still a dream because it is temporary. The dream, the objects, whatever based on our conversation, based on our exchanges in this life, previous life, the objects are there, but the situation may not be real. Situation is temporary. It's not real. Same way, this material world, our existence, it is temporary. So this body is temporary. That is also dreaming. Dreaming is a gross body dreaming. In the night, it is subtle body dreaming. But either way, it is a dreaming. So that dreaming we have to accept. But we are absorbed, just like we are changing. Body is changing, but we are getting stuck to it. We are getting affected by it. Just like we change, if we want to travel, we change apartments also regularly, we change homes also regularly, we change cars also regularly. But generally, we don't get affected. We already know I'm entering into new apartment, so that we are not concerned. So same thing we are entering into, if you are traveling, then you may change from home to car to bus to train to flight. And we know there are so many difficulties, sometimes long flight, long duration, sometimes day or 2 days it may take to get to our home, back home, wherever, whatever country. Then it takes time, a lot of difficulties we have to end out. But we know that we are going to that destination, final destination for sure. So that's why will not be so much bothered. We'll we'll tolerate whatever is going to go on because we know that permanent result, permanent attainment, permanently we are going to reach there for sure. So that's why we have full faith in all these modes of travel, modes of places wherever we are going to enter into. It's apartment or house or a car or train or flight, whatever we are faith. And the problem is we don't have the full faith on Lord Krishna's name, on Lord Krishna's the process. That's why because we don't have the full faith, that's why the next verse Krishna speaks about that. Okay, you can't become sober, you can't become Brahmana, you can't become learned, you can't tolerate unless you control senses. You can't control your senses until you purify your existence by starting with even the process of what you intake, the eating habits, and also what you use, what you chant, what you engage in sacrifices, and also whom you hear from, whom you learn from, whom you associate with. Tattva Darshavi, that's a Krishna is in the next verse. You can only do this, all these things, not by simply by hearing instruction from anybody and everybody. That cannot happen because most of the materialistic civilization in today's world is they don't have any idea of what ultimate goal of life. They have no idea what is the perfection of life. They will teach how to get better education, better college, better job, better car, better mortgage, everything. But no one will talk about, most of it will not talk about actually real perfection. The core principle is to keep God in the center because none of these is going to stay. And we can't take anything with us that we know, but still we are not after the core identity, core things. Still we are attached to this absorption. So that's a Prahlad Maharaj feeling. Nate vidu swartha gatim durasaya bahirabdaman andayatam der upaniyamana tepi sitantra urudam. It is like the three threads together you tie it, you make a strong thread. It becomes a hard knot like that. We are following the blind people, those who have no idea of permanent consciousness, permanent identity, permanent service, permanent duty, the eternal perfection. They vidu swardhagatim, the real perfection they don't know. But because we are following the all those other people, those who are materialistic ideas, nationalism, socialism, so many activisms are there in this on the name of God also many times. But real purpose, then they will go and do, smoke this or drink this or eat that. All this they will do on the name. They may wear sannyasi dress, they may wear neck beads, they may wear all those things. Sometimes people do that. You will see sometimes. Many times even the festivals, exhibits, all these things. Sometimes people wear dress, people wear these things like a drama, but really inside you have no idea. People may wear dress like Hanuman, dress like this, dress like, but ideally we should. That means we have to enter into at least. Okay, till that point we have might have taken that role just like drama for fun or for learning. But from that point, at least we should take that lesson from whoever, whatever role we are playing. That we should try to perfect our life. Hanuman or whatever role we are playing, we have to learn the lesson, how they really acted in their life. So that's why Nate Vidu Swartham Durasya Vairat Andayatam there Upaniyamanati. And then further Prahlad Maharaj says, Matirna Krishna Parata Swadova Vidyo Avipaddes Gruha Pratanam Adanta Govi Manascharvita Charvana. Oh, Hiranyakasipu, my father, you can't even learn these things from anybody. You can't learn this unless you hear and learn from this the self-realized soul. Otherwise, you can't learn these things. You by self-study, you can learn Matirna Krishna. You can't remember Krishna. You cannot bring Krishna's holy name, Krishna's name, form, pastimes, qualities in your mind by your endeavor. Matirna Krishna, Parata Swatova. By your own endeavor or by others also. Para. Others means ordinary people, materialistic people. They are so-called devotees even. So that's why it has to be clearly understood from what Prahlad Maharaj has to say. Then he says, then how will you know? How will you get? How will you become sober? How will you become control your senses? How will you become learned? How will you understand your perfection? Only way you can learn is telling that verse. Where is it? Naishamati stava durukramangyam anartha upagama adartha. निष्किञ्चनस्य निष्किञ्चनानां न वृणीतया महीयसां पादरजो अभिषेकं निष्किञ्चनानां न वृणीतया. So one must hear and one must associate, one must learn from the self-realized souls, pure devotees. Mahiyasam padarajo abhishekam. Nishkinchan. Those who are Nishkinchan means they think that I don't possess anything, including this body. Whatever I am wearing, whatever I am going to eat today, nothing belongs to me, nothing. I can't get anything by my own. I am depending only by Lord's, Lord's international Lord's direction. If he gives, I'll eat. If he doesn't give, I'll fast. So I depend everything on him only. So that is called Nishkinchan or Akinchan. So that's what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. Otherwise, Naisham Matistam. Naisham means no, by no other means. There is no other way you can actually bring this consciousness. You can control or just, you can't tolerate unless you take the association of your devotee. There is no other way. Naisham, na esham, matir. Naisham matir tavat urukramangyam. Urukramangyam means Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. He is the Urukrama. So Urukrama, Anartha Upagamam. If you want to go from Mrita to Amrutatva, as in this verse, immortal, deathlessness, so that's what he's calling. Aisham Matistava Durukramangam, Anartha Upagamam. So to go birth, death, old age, give up these and go to the actually permanent spiritual world, attain our original form and original rasa. Then Mahiyasam Padrajo Nishkinchananam Apranita. So we have to take the dust of the lotus feet of these pure devotees, like the four Kumaras, the 12 Mahajans. So Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Prahlad Maharaj, so Yamaraj, Sukadeva Goswami, Vyasdev. So like that list goes on. So by following Swayambhu Manu, so all these are Mahajanas, by all the pure devotees coming in the line of Parampara. So Prabhupada, current spiritual masters, and previous acharyas. Rupa Goswami is the principal acharya. We are called Rupa Anugas. So that's why I chanted all that verses, because on this point of fixed up determination, that's what it is calling for. So Yamhina Vyatayanti Ete Purusham Purusharsama Sama Sukham Dhiram Amrutatvaya Kalpate. So Dhira, one must become sober one. So Amrutatvaya Kalpate. One must be basically fixed up in determination. In this verse translation, Prabhupada is calling determination. One must be determined to, what does it say? Let's see. The verse. What is that? Oh, best among men, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress is steady. That's what the word is used. Is steady in both. That means even when happiness, distress, the heat, cold, or people may criticize us, people may insult us, like Avanti Brahmana. He had all so much wealth and everything, but he was keeping himself. He was trying to enjoy himself. So he was chastising and not giving farthing to his family members or servants, giving only little, making them work so a lot. So none of them liked. They were giving insults and everything. He was a Brahmana, acting like miserly, or whatever the whatever the case may be with his past karma. Finally, they cheated him and they got all his money. He became old. He couldn't do much. Then everybody left him alone. Then he went on to the pilgrimage. Then he understood. This is the Avanti Brahmana. Lord Krishna himself is telling Uddhava how Avanti Brahmana, understanding his plight situation, his own life, he got to his senses, because everybody left him. So then he realized, oh, I was dependent and I was thinking that everybody is serving me because of me. But he understood that attached to money and attached to so many things. And he realized only Lord is the permanent. Krishna is the permanent. The spiritual identity is permanent. Then he surrendered to Lord, and then he went on to pilgrimage. Then he realized, and people used to spit on him. People used to, even whatever he was begging, people used to urinate in that food. All kinds of things. Every day he used to be getting all kinds of disturbances from so many people, outside people, because he used to act like dumb. He was not speaking at all. He was very grave, sober. So he just simply accepted everything because of his own karma. He acted as own karma. That's Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur gives a wonderful purport on that verse, that one must tolerate, especially in the neophyte stages, one can control. Accept that it is only because of your karma. Insults and toleration, insults and criticizing, all these things will go on. Minute one accepts Krishna conscious principles, minute one accepts some devotion service, there will be, we will get based on our karma only. Sometimes we don't have any fault, we have no fault, but will be caught up, will be uh, will be given punishment for no wrongdoing. Sometimes we may come. It means that our Acharya action. It means that it is not today. It is not based on today's activity. You haven't done anything wrong. It is because of your previous activity. You have done something wrong in the past. So that reaction at that time we didn't get it, but you are getting now, even though you didn't do anything wrong. So you may have to accept at that point. You may have to accept. Especially if you consult with Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, you must if they say that you must accept. Sometimes Guru saying you must accept. Then you have to accept what Guru says is the final word. Because once you transgress the Guru's Shastra and Sadhu's instruction, then you can't actually get Krishna's mercy. You can't get away. Karma is very intricate. So that's why we have to follow what Shastra and Sadhu and Guru says. So that Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says, neophyte stage, we have to accept this and tolerate it. So that's why in this verse, Krishna is really clearly mentioning that you must tolerate these urges one by one. Let's look at it. Yamhina vyatayanti ete purusham purushasha samal sukham dhiram amurtatvaya kalpade. So discussing here. So the first point is the transfer of the body. So and we mentioned gross dreaming, subtle dreaming. So it's all because of the body level. The same way the transfer of the body, that also we discussed. That we are changing from one body to another body like apartment we are changing. So that means we cannot be absorbed in this transfer of the body. So uh, so that we have to absorb in the actual our core identity, our permanent body, or the soul, not to the body, not to absorb in this body. Only way we can do that is by practicing the our Krishna conscious activities using the body. That is our real austerity. So that is the first aspect. That means we have to persevere in discharging the duties. That is what is telling Arjuna, that you must persevere. Doesn't matter. So every day you have to perform this duty. As a Kshatriya, you must tolerate. You must discharge your. You can't give up your duties at all because you are supposed to be the leader. You are supposed to protect everybody. That means you can't be bothered by your bodily identities and designations. Your own family doesn't matter. Nothing matters because you have to do it for me. You are acting as a leader. On behalf of me, you became a leader. That is another point. That throughout Bhagavad Gita, you will see that you have to act on behalf of Guru and Krishna. Minute you may do even chanting, even hearing, even service, anything you do for your own, it is not bhakti. You will get some credits, but that is not actually bhakti. You have to do everything for only for Krishna. That's the one example. The reason I chanted that Pranadana Hey today is specifically because I was remembering the pastimes of very wonderful pastime of Vallabhacharya, who is Pushti Marg, Rutra Sampradaya. This is one famous Acharya in that line. So there was a prior to that, prior to becoming Acharya, he went to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then there was a wonderful conversation going on that he has come with that false notion. He had some false pride. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that. He was written a commentary, but he was rejecting the original commentator Sridhar Swami. And then he was trying to use that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all of them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected him. He didn't accept. He didn't even give a chance. He said, I know only Yashodananda and Shyamsundar Krishna. I don't know anything else. I can't even hear. I can't even accept." Then he rejected. So he's about to tell that I want to read the commentary what I wrote. He didn't even give a choice for him to even speak. Uh, then he tried his best to speak to Advaita Acharya and other associates. And they also didn't. And then he came with, then he every day used to bring a point. Then he started, one day he was starting a discussion that, then how you are all chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You are not supposed to chant if you are really chaste. Chaste woman doesn't chant, doesn't utter husband's name. As per Shastra, you are not supposed to utter the husband's name. Chaste wife. Then how you are all called chaste? You are called real devotees. How you are chanting Krishna's name? So your husband's name, your pati. That means you are not really chaste. This was the claim. the the Advait Acharya and all of them are really mad that he's acting impudently, they're not knowing. Then we will not say anything. Let Chaitanya Mahaprabhu deal with this. Then as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, what he asked this question, then immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu right away he told that this is the mentality of a prostitute. Because if one is really chaste, one will follow what husband has to say. What did Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridavrata. Manmanabhav madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. Repeatedly it's telling again and again. Offer everything to me. Take shelter of me. Think of me. Become my devotee. Offer obedience to me. Chant 24 by 7 my names. Again and again. That means if Krishna is telling you to do something, then you have to do it. That is what your really chaste means. You're really following means you have to do what Krishna has to say. If you're not, then you're not chaste. All other things, the chastity will come second. If you're not even following it, you don't utter that. It is just a formality. But if you, but you are not following, but you don't want to utter the husband's name because Shastra calls it. Now that is not the real chastity. Real chastity is what actual real husband Krishna has to say. You have to follow. Then immediately he was completely his pride, the balloon completely broke. False pride completely gone. Then for a few days he couldn't tolerate because he's a scholar. He knows a lot of it. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that how to be always dependent on Shastra, Guru, and Krishna. Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. Minute we give up the independence, minute we think that we are doing, I'm doing chanting, I'm doing hearing, I'm doing seva, I'm doing everything because of my strength. We are not doing for pleasure of Guru and Krishna, but doing for ourselves. It is not bhakti actually. It is not really bhakti. Bhakti means it has to be only to meant to give pleasure to Krishna. That's why Prahlad Maharaj said, it cannot be obtained. You cannot hear from others, those who have this idea, those who doesn't have this idea that it is everything has to be done only for Krishna's pleasure. He's telling Arjuna, Krishna himself is telling to Arjuna that Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha, for me, think of me and fight. He didn't tell go and fight. Other he could have fought, but Arjuna could have got different result, karma kanda. Because that anyway every Kshatriya is fighting, so you could have done it also. But that is not what Krishna wants. Krishna wants, I am ordering you, I want you to fight. That is my orders. And by following that, remembering me as a duty, as an instrument in my hands, you're not taking the credit. You shouldn't be attached even to the results. You just do because I am telling you, I am instructing you. So then that is really bhakti. So that's why in this verse also that is important. The change of body may happen, but fixed on the determination to do service every day, determination to chant, determination to hear, determination to dance, determination to take what the remnants of Krishna leaves for us, the Acharya leaves for us. So that determination should be there. I can't miss this. Every day I have to try to do this. So that is what then that will change us, our consciousness from impermanent absorption to the impermanent things to permanent things. Then we will become immortal to mortal. Then we become disease to diseaseless. So that is what. Otherwise, contamination is there. We have to go to the practitioner, the doctor, and get the expert advice. What diet we have to follow, what to eat, what not to eat, and what medicine to take. Exactly, you can take then. Oh, bitter medicine is too bitter. I can't take it. Then it won't work. The doctor may give advice, but it won't work. So that's why you have to follow what doctor has to say. Exact prescription you have to follow. That's what Acharya, what Krishna has to give. Look at Ajamil. Because Ajamala are these Avanti Brahmana, they have done the Bhakti Unmukha Sukruti before. That's why they are able to. Otherwise, there is no possibility. So Ajamala, because he has performed devotional service in the past, even that's why at the end of his life, he was able to remember. Otherwise, there is no possibility. If he didn't perform his devotional activities before, he was helping his father, Shaligram Shila, which is Lord Vishnu's worship. Everything, all the results. That's why Shaligram Shila also very strict. Just by worshipping Shaligram Shila, you are worshipping. You don't need to do any other seva, any other worship again, separately deities. So in Mayapur, Sridham Mayapur and Vrindavan, a few places, Prabhupada given, so okay, you can keep. It is not for all temple because then your worship has to be expert, gorgeous. It has to be topmost. You can't neglect. Every day you have to bathe properly with all the ingredients nicely with cleanliness and everything. It's more and more. So strict it becomes Saligram Shila. Even to it should come by its own. You can desire, you can pray for it to appear in our home, but it has to come by its own, or somebody has to give us. We cannot demand, Guru Maharaj, oh, Prabhupada, please give me that, give me this. No, it will come by its own. Saligram Sila has to come. Somebody has to give us, somebody has to give us order that, okay, you go and get it. That's how Sri Prabhupada said. You can't just, okay, Saligram Sila is there, I will get it. So you go to Giriraj Govardhan Parikrama and you get one sila. That is offensive. That we should not get it like that. So that's it. Now, Jajamil, you can see that Nishamyam Riyamanasya Makoto Harikirtanam Brattur Nama Maharaja Parshada Sahasa Patan. As he is about to leave the body. Yamabhatas came to snatch his soul at that time while he was dying. Then immediately remembered because of his Krishna conscious activities. So that's the practice. He has to depend on we have to depend on the practice of Krishna conscious activities of what sadhu and guru, what Krishna has to instruct, Krishna has to say. Then automatically all our simple activities will be removed just by that. Vaikunta nama granam asesha agam harim vidu. Even initially maybe as a duty, as a mechanical we may accept, but gradually if you try to practice it slowly and seriously, then automatically will control the senses. Otherwise, there is no possibility to control the senses. As Rupa Goswami calls it out, Utsaha Nischya Dhairya Tat Karma Pravartana Sangatyago Sato Sadbir Bhakti Prasiddhyati. When will the bhakti will be developed? Only when you have enthusiasm, determination, and patience, tolerance, as in this verse called out fixed up determination. When you control the senses, that means you have to have patience, you have to have determination. Then that means you have to control the senses. That means you have to be in the association of devotees. You have to follow what Guru and Krishna says. As soon as you take the responsibility of what Guru and Krishna has to say, minute you are getting that mercy. Once you take responsibility, like you go to a job, you take responsibility that you are already given one project you are working on, but you take one more project, two more, you are taking more responsibility. Manager will be happy or not? Obviously, you'll be more happy because you are taking without manager asking that I want to take responsibility this project, that project, give me one more. Then obviously manager will be even more happy because you are doing more by your own. Same way Krishna also. As soon as we step up to take up what Krishna has to follow and take up, then Krishna will be more happy, Guru will be more happy, and mercy will flow more. So that's why it is important. Then automatically senses will be controlled because active engagement means senses already controlled. If there is no active engagement in Krishna service, senses cannot be controlled. By artificial means, senses cannot be controlled. Ahar Suddho, Sattva Suddhe, Smritir Lambe, Vipramoksha. As Krishna calls in the chapter 3, Karma Yoga itself, Krishna is calling that. So eating the what remnants Krishna leaves, Guru leaves, by that ahara suddha, sattva suddhi, then we come to the pure existence. Right now we are contaminated with three modes. That's why we are conditioned. We are in the this immortal. No, we are in the mortal stage. changing the bodies. So we are getting diseased, birth, death, old age disease. So that's why is very important. So in this Ajamila's case, also that's why all these Yamabhatas, along with Yamabhatas, immediately remembered Krishna, immediately remembered Narayana. He chanted his son's name Narayana because he has uttered previous, he has done previously devotional activities. So that should be our practice. Then automatically we can. So we should remember that we are transferring the body. Then we should remember that our eternal identity should be fixed. We should be fixed in the service. We should take more responsibility. Otherwise, the body is always changing. We have to persevere. That is a key instruction on this verse. We have to persevere in discharging our duties with great determination. Great determination. That will only come. You're constantly trying to take association, not to act independently. Then your more determination will come. All other things will come automatically. Every other 26 qualities of devotee will automatically appear when we are always under the guidance of devotees, especially those who are dedicated their life for Krishna and Guru, then automatically everything appears. The perfection in our service also will come automatically because you are sincerely seeking, seriously trying to please Prabhupada and spiritual master and sadhus. Then automatically all the things, whatever necessary intelligence is needed, necessary strength is needed, everything will come. All our doubts will be removed through classes, through devotees, through Prabhupada, through dreams, various means. So Lord will arrange that to be cleared. But if we don't, we act independently, doubts will remain, always remain like demons. Doubts will remain demons. Faith will not be fixed. Faith will always be changing. One day we'll do something, another day will not do. So will not be fixed up because doubts are there, because faith is not there, because we are not taking the association of devotees enough. We are not, even if we take them, we are not taking the instruction seriously. So we don't have full faith in what Guru and Prabhupada has to say. So that is where the key thing lies. So that's why Dhriti, determination is natural quality of a actual devotee. Then only we can have the enthusiasm. Without this determination and tolerating the urges, you can't actually develop this determination. Tat tat karma pravartana. That means we have to follow what sadhu and shastra and guru calls it. That's what we have to follow. If it calls that you have to engage in service, then we have to engage in service. It is not a question of we like it or not like it. I have this, I have that. So it may be half an hour, it may be once a week, once a month, whatever. At least we have to start somewhere. That will help us to be fixed. Otherwise, you can't control the senses at all. There is no possibility because body is demanding. Body is active. Gross body is active. Subtle body is active. Always active engagement is needed. That's why. Otherwise, why people want a recreation? Why people want to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday means we have to go somewhere because that's what sense require active engagement. Either you go somewhere or you are fixed up in Krishna's activities. Either way, you can't be sitting at home. No one wants to sit at home. Active engagement is needed for senses. Soul is active. Soul is not dull. Soul is active. So that's why it needs active engagement. That active engagement, we have to decide which one to choose. Impermanent things or permanent things. Slowly and gradually. It's a gradual step. Suddenly you can't come to this stage automatically, but it's a gradual step. So, and this determination cannot come also. More and more we perform simple activities, you can't come to this determination, especially the procreation habits, all those things. Then he can't get the determination because see, more and more you put water in the fire, what will happen? Fire can't burn, fire will stop. So, same thing, the determination can't be there, then the sense control is not there. So both are there, association and avoiding simple activity. These both are required. But more you take the association, your simple activity automatically will stop because you are getting more and more faith. You are getting more and more strong in your heart, your mind, your intelligence, your senses. All of them are getting purified. Cheto darpana marjanam. Marjanam means it is like you have the pot is so sticky, so oily, so greasy inside and outside. What you will do? You will take a steel brush and clean it inside, clean it outside also. Few hours you have to soak up, put a baking soda, put on the stove, heat it up. Sometimes it gets so rusty. Somebody burned it so hard, so deep. Our hearts are also so deeply rusted and greasy, and so much dirt is there. So that's why it requires lot of marjanam. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called it marjanam. He didn't just plant cleansing. Cheto Darpana marjanam. Baba Mahadavagni Nirvapan. It's a great fire of material existence. It's not a ordinary. Mahadavagni, not even ordinary Davagni. Mahadavagni. That means you can understand how much dirt and grease and unwanted things in the heart for many lifetimes, and how much it requires sincere, serious endeavors to practice it. The permanent, the topmost, the perfectional activities of chanting, hearing, remembering, and physical service. Because body needs active engagement, that means body has to be engaged in the active service. It can be just garland making, it can be prasadam serving, it can be small things, whatever we can do. So we have to just try to endeavor for it. Then gradually everything will fall in place. Krishna will give strength, arrangement, adjustment, everything Krishna will do. That is his job. Our job is to try, and then Krishna will give everything else gradually, slowly and gradually. So then gradually here Krishna is telling that tolerate, practice Krishna consciousness. So then automatically you can tolerate. Otherwise, it's just mind duty. Paite, Badra, Badra, Mano Dharma. So these are minds things. Mind is accepting today. Let's do. Let's go to temple today. Tomorrow it says no, no, no. Let's go here. Let's go to some place to enjoy. Let's go park, let's go beach, let's go here, let's go there. So this is minds. That is sankalpa, we call accepting things, rejecting things. But the one mind will fix Materna Krishna. You can't bring mind into Krishna consciousness by yourself, by your others. Only who can do? Only Guru, Prabhupada, Sadhus. Those who are perfected, if somebody else has it, then he can use. Like you go to somebody and he'll give cough, cold, he has it, then you will catch it. Because he is contaminated with it, then you will catch it automatically. Same way, one who has actually fire of Krishna consciousness, then if you associate with him, then you will also get it because you are getting contaminated by it. So that's how it is. If he doesn't have, then how will you get? Even if you associate rub yourself, you can't get it. He himself doesn't have it. What he will give to others? So that's what you have to hear from. You have to associate. You have to follow those who actually really have in fire and Krishna consciousness. Their life is only dedicated for Guru and Krishna. From them you have to hear. From them, with them you have to associate. You have to follow. Then actually you will get something out of it. Otherwise, you will do on the name of bhakti, but really we are not getting much improvement in our consciousness, in our determination, in our faith, in our hearing, in our chanting. Chanting also, there is no taste actually, there is no relishment, there is no rasa. So, nam namakari bodha nija sarvasik tatrar pita nimita smaranena kala. We are not able to remember. So, even while chanting, also, we can't even remember. We are remembering something else. That is our biggest problem. So because we are accepting Dhanam, Janam, popularity, name, fame, all those things. Na Dhanam, na Janam, na Sundarim, Kavitam, va Jagadisha Kamai, Mama Janmani, Janmani, Bhavatat Bhakti Rahai Tuki Toi. So that's what we have to give up. That's what we have to give up. But everybody is chanting that Dhanam Dehi, Putram Dehi, all Dehi only. Everybody is, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu start with that. Na Dhanam, na Janam. That means don't accept these things for yourself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not saying that don't accept money, don't accept child, don't accept these, don't accept it for yourself. For Krishna's purpose, you accept. You can produce 10 children, you can take millions of dollars, you can take whatever. For Krishna's purpose, you can take. For Guru's purpose, you can take. But for our purpose, no, you can't take it. So that will become condition. That will make us bound. But minute you accept anything, everything for Krishna's purpose, Guru's purpose, then you're not no more born. So that we have to clearly distinguish. Other people may think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means he has taken sannyas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that renounce. Krishna is also telling renounce, but Krishna is not telling in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna to renounce. He is telling internal renouncement. Vairagya Vidya is also teaching that Gnanam, that real Gnana means internal detachment, not external. It is not a show. Bhakti is not external at all. It is more to do with internal, more than our dhoti and kurta or whatever. dress we wear, that is not external. Neck beads, all these things are important to remind us that neck beads means, okay, we are servant of Krishna, servant of Guru. Tilak means we are servant of Guru and Krishna. So all this dhoti means we are servant of devotee. Lord wants to see us in that form. Why we have to wear dhoti? To the extent we are desiring, we want to see Krishna. Krishna is also desiring. That's why when darshan opens, altar opens, we should be there because Lord wants to see us. At least Sunday peace program every week, we should try to come regularly. Because Lord also wants to see us. Lord wants to see us in spiritual world, in reality. But we are not there. We don't want. At least, okay, all that. I am appearing as Acha Vigra. You come. Come to me. I want to see you. So that is Lord's job. So Lord is calling us. Okay. Once gradually you will perfect, then you will come back. I'm waiting. Like when Gopakumar entered into Golok Vrindavan, what happened? Lord Krishna running and came and hugged him. Nowhere else it happened. He went to Vaikunta, he went to Ayodhya, he went to Dwarka, he went to everywhere else. But when he went actually in Golok Vrindavan, that's where his desire, his mood, his real service, his rasa is actually friendship with Krishna in Golok Dham. That was his rasa. That is his original identity and original rasa. So when he entered there, he was not happy. In all these places, so many Vaikunta planets, eternal spiritual planet, he was not happy. Then he was there, then immediately Krishna hugged him. Then his life came back. Like, so that so there he was picked up. So that's why Krishna is eagerly waiting for all of us to turn towards him, to give him pleasure, and we'll also get pleasure. He is looking for pleasure. That doesn't mean he needs us. He is Atmaram, he is self-satisfied. But he will get more, more exchange, more rasa means more variety, more enjoyment. So we want more friends. We want more friends to join our picnics and parties and birthday whatever parties we may do, marriage, whatever we may do. Because more people means more. If we only ourselves is there, our family members only 5 or 10 are there, not much. But if more people are there, more variety, more they will bring gift, they will suggest this, they will suggest that. So more variety, more fun. So Krishna is also looking for that. So he has expanded himself. That's why he has created all of us to exchange rasa. So that's why our job, our duty is to give pleasure to him, to his senses. Then we'll also get the pleasure. So he'll not accept whatever everything we are giving the prasad, the bhoga. He's not eating everything. So, but he's giving back. The same way, pleasure also. As soon as we give pleasure to Krishna, we will also get more pleasure than him. So that's what here the immortal will come when we are in the association of devotees, when we follow the prescriptions and chanting. So that's as Vallabhacharya acted like that. So then immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised him. He removed his pride. He removed his pride. The pride and everything, name, fame, prestige, all these things will come because even though he was performing bhakti, he was not ordinary scholar. He has all the qualities. Minute he became independent, what he said is that I don't accept Sridhar Swami's commentary is inconsistent. He is the original commentator. Then Chaitanya immediately said, minute you didn't accept Sridhar Swami, that means you have no value. You have actually no authority and you have no value. You are all, whatever you endeavored, everything is waste. Because minute you accepted the Krishna's Acharya, then everything is rejected. No one will accept you. That's why Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, none of his associates accepted. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't accept, none of his associates accepted him because of that mentality only. So that's why the first mentality we have to is dependence on the Acharya Parampara. If that dependence is not there, whatever we may do, Lord may not accept. He is not obligated to accept. Only when you will accept, when somebody is actually following his representative devotee, then Lord will accept. Because they are Radharani's representative, they are Nityananda Prabhu's representative. All the gurus, acharyas are all representatives of Nityananda Prabhu and Srimad Radharani. So that's why when they present, then Lord will accept. Until that point, Lord is not obligated to accept. So that's why we have to follow that dependence. That's why this verse is important. So that persevering duties, because Krishna is telling. So when Guru tells, when we follow, then automatically that determination will come. If we don't follow there, then we act whatever I like to do, then determination cannot come. A few months we may do, We'll fall down. A few years we may fall down. We can't do fix it up like how Sri Prabhupada did, how many of his disciples are doing even till today. Doesn't matter. Action body is giving so many difficulties, so many diseases. Nothing matters. And because the strength is given by the responsibility, strength is given by the Acharya Parampara. Will come at minute you take responsibility, automatically everything will come. So that's why this verse or next verse is telling sticking to the principle, becoming fit. If you don't stick to the principle of Krishna, principle of Guru, principle of Sadhu, then you can't go back on that period. Then you have to go through this process of birth, old age. Then you have to become. You can't. We have to take another word. That means death will be there. Then there is no deathlessness. Only we can stop this death, old age diseases. Satam prasangat mama virya samvido bhavan dharut karna rasayan yajjoshanaad apavargavartam shraddha bhakti ratir anukramishyat. Only way you can attain perfection is by following the satam, the devotees, pure devotees, especially. That's why sticking to the principle is very important to fitting or going back home, back to Godhead. So then these senses will be controlled, determination will come, our love will increase, will become gentle in our behavior, automatically all those things will come. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akincha sarvair gunair tata samasate sura. Automatically we will get all the 26 qualities we will develop because we are grabbing it from the sadhu, grabbing it from Guru and Krishna because we are following them automatically. So then we will give up all the impermanent things slowly and gradually. Those things will happen because we are constantly in touch with fire. Then fire will automatically burn all the impurities, all the unwanted activities, all the unwanted desires. Everything will be burned. So will be really strengthened by that association. That is the key. That is the essence from this verse and next verse. Na asato bhavo, na vidyate bhavo, vidyate sata. Some so the permanent existence, giving up the impermanent existence, no endurance. Because this body will keep changing, there is no endurance. You can't stop for it to become old age and then automatically change the body. But at least you can attain spiritual body. You can stop the repetition of this old age. And for Pandava's case, Pandavas attained spiritual body within the same body. They don't even need to change. In exceptional cases, that is so because they are not ordinary people. They are exalted personality. Their whole life is always serving Krishna and Guru. They have never acted independently, whether they are in the forest, they are at wherever. To the extent that Jiva Goswami gives commentary on one verse that minute one who takes shelter of Krishna and Balram, like the Kauravas, when there was a Samba, even though there may be sinful activity, Samba uh, went and uh, uh, went and escaped, went and took daughter of Duryodhana and escaped himself, and they they both are together. So then the Kauravas caught him, they imprisoned him, put him put him with them. So they didn't leave both of them. Then at that time. Lord Balram came. Yadus has told, let's go and fight. Let's go and go to Hastinapur and fight against Kauravas because they have stole our boy. Then Lord Balram said, hold on, don't worry, I will take care of this. Then he himself came and stayed outside, outskirts of Kauravas, and then he sent a message. And then they got the message, but they were so proud, like the same like Vallabhacharya. That's why Vallabhacharya took the shelter of, at that time everybody else was rejected. Only Gadadhar Pandit was on the neutral. Gadadhar Pandit didn't reject him, at the same didn't reject him, Vallabhacharya. So Gadadhar Pandit actually got the mercy from Gadadhar Pandit. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was angry, seemingly, externally showed anger to Gadadhar Pandit, and all others also, Advaita, all the devotees used to say something or other to Gadadhar Pandit. Why you are accepting or hearing what Vallabhacharya used to come and give his commentary, explain different things every day. Gadadhar Pandit didn't ask him, he didn't request him, but at the same time, he didn't reject him. So he, in one sense, he accepted. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu allowed that to happen. And then one day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to joke with him and angry with him, Gadadhar Pandit. But Gadadhar Pandit acted very tolerantly because Gadadhar Pandit, that's why Gadadhar Pranadhan He. So Gadadhar Pranadhan is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar always immersed. He was so delicate, so sensitive. Whatever Lord says, whatever does it, he accepts everything as utterly dependent on him. He doesn't do anything independently. Even Lord chastises him severely, and whatever he does, he will accept. He will not utter. He doesn't even say one word back to him. That was his very gentle behavior. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that after that incident, when Gadadhar didn't even reply, didn't even say utter a single word, even after chastisement, then Mahaprabhu was so much happy, so happy that your gentle behavior, you are my life and soul. So that's why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given his deity to Chota Gopinath, to Gadadhar Pandit. So, so that's why we are singing that song. Jiva Goswami. All these Goswamis have pranadhan. Their deity is their life and soul. Their whole life is meant to serve the deity. Their deities and deity was acting every day. They are seeing the deity. They are talking to the deity. They are seeing the pastime literally in front of them. Whether Jayadev Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Loknath Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all these Goswami. That's why we are chanting their pranadhan, their deities. Because Lord is directly showing their pastimes. Lord is interacting, conversing what they want, how they want, everything. But by following them, then automatically we will perfect. We will also come to that. Obviously, we can't come to that level, but at least we can become pure devotees by their mercy, by following in their footsteps. So then, so that is the actually real purpose of life. Whether in Vallabhacharya's example or in any of the Goswami's example, uh, we can find they have no tinge of any pride, no tinge. Whether Bhaktivinoda Mr. Prabhupada himself never took even 1% credit. He always said that my Guru has sent all these disciples, my Guru has sent. So it is all because of my Guru only. I would just try to follow what my Guru said. That's all. That's my only credit. But rest everything only my Guru arranged. All the acharyas arranged. That's how Prabhupada is always grounded. He, every day in front of the altar, he is always praying. Let me not be attracted by Maya. He is always alert. He is alert in his duty, alert in his consciousness. He is always trying his best to please his spiritual master every day till his last breath. He was always, he was preaching, he was speaking Srimad Bhagavatam even the day he was leaving. That's how Sri Prabhupada was calm because that's what he is told to his spiritual master has told, go and preach to the Western world. Till his last breath, that's what he was doing. That is his duty, that is his responsibility. So that's how much he has taken the word of an Acharya into the heart. So that is what actually gives the strength. That's what will give us the actual real happiness. That's what will give us actually deathlessness, asat to sat. This amrutatva to amrutatva. That is today's two was a very important verses. The real essence, even though these are the basic verses beginning of Bhagavad Gita, but really important. One who understands. That's why Bhagavad Gita is elaborate subject matter. Any verse you take, it has so many dimensions, so many levels of consciousness, so many layers of understanding, so angles of vision. So it just time won't be sufficient to explain even one verse of Bhagavad Gita. So we will stop here. Already we went over time. Let's see if anyone has questions, doubts, comments. Please ask. If not, we'll end. Anyone has any questions? You're unmuted. Anything? Tomorrow is Ekadasi.